Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of Israel. Alright, this lesson is going to be on the 10 virgins parable, which is actually pretty heavy in the spirit. I've been bringing it out quite a bit today, and so I'm going to make a video on it. It was pretty straightforward, but there's a good amount of scriptures that I want to tie into it, through the spirit. So this is Matthew chapter 25, verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And who's the bridegroom? Yahawashi. Alright. Slakia. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. So let's see what makes these 5 wise and these 5 foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. So this is one scripture that comes to mind. Luke chapter 12 verse 47. And that servant which knew his Lord's will, and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. But he that knew not, and did commit things worthy of stripes, shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. And to whom men have committed much of him, they will ask the more. That's it on that. So if you know the will, and you don't do it, you're gonna get beat worse than somebody that does. That doesn't know the truth. All right. You gotta go out in the highways and byways and teach, man. Alright. There was one precept before Salakia. Luke chapter 14 verse 23. And the Lord said unto the servant, Go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. And also Isaiah chapter 58 verse 1, Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sin. Sin is transgression of the law. Alright. But so now going back to Matthew chapter 24, so I explained the oil, and basically so they didn't prepare themselves. Alright, now let's go back to that. And it said, while the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. Now this is a key. Alright? When you're sleeping, you are oblivious to what's going on. You have no idea what's going on around you, especially me. I sleep deep, so I don't hear noises, around me or anything really. Right? So, but 5 of them decided to be prepared ahead of time. And what does the scripture say, man? Because going with oil, what does oil and the light make? Makes a fire. What is a fire? Hot. Revelation chapter 3 verse 16. So then, because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. Alright? So you gotta be hot in this truth, man. There's a scripture that talks about the line, or like a web, and you gotta use the internet and go out on the highways and byways. You gotta push this word, man. Be hot for this truth. Be very hot, like extremely hot for this truth, alright? So now going back to that. Oops, Salakia. Matthew chapter 25. It's a lot deeper than it looks. So it says they all slumbered, Salakia, slumbered and slept. So when do you usually sleep? During the nighttime. Alright? What does scripture say? 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. So that's talking about nuclear destruction. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. A thief wants to get in your house, take the stuff and go quick. They want to go in and out quick and quiet. All right. And typically you're sleeping during the night, so that would be the best time for the thief to come. All right, so now let's go back to that. Matthew chapter 25. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him. Then all virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, so remember the wise had grabbed oil, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. So they ran out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourselves. So what does scriptures also say? Philippians chapter 2 verse 12, Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So work out your own salvation. And another thing, it's the Spirit. It says, in my absence, Yahawashi the bridegroom wasn't there yet. There's another scripture that says, seek your own salvation. Pretty sure. Well, I guess that scripture works. You get the point. So you got to seek your own salvation, man. You can't benefit off other people's work. All right. You got to do your own work. Verse 10. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Now, what does this remind me of? The door being shut. What about when Noah was telling people that a flood was coming and nobody listened to him? He took some members of his family and some animals and went on the ark, and the door was shut, and the water started coming, and everybody was freaking out, and they wanted to get on the boat. But that would have jeopardized everybody if he would have let them in. So the door was ultimately shut, and they couldn't come in, right? All right, so you got to be prepared. And verse 11, afterward came also the other virgins, so the virgins that didn't, that weren't prepared, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. So they're saying, let us in. We're here. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. See, they didn't satisfy the Lord, man. They didn't satisfy Yahawashi. They didn't do the work. They weren't prepared. They weren't taking it seriously. They didn't have the light, man. They might not even have had the truth, man. Period. All right. And verse 13, Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. All right, I'm going to stop right there. So you don't know when Yahawashi is going to come, man. We don't. We don't know the day, but we can tell that we're getting close, man, and that we're in the end times. But we still, be prepared. Another thing is this oil. You got to get this oil while you can, man. What is this oil? The oil is this truth, man. Ultimately, this is Amos chapter 8, verse 11, and this is coming alive, and this month, the famine of the word could hit, man. You can't just keep saying, well, I'll do it tomorrow, or, I'll wait till next week. What if there is no next week, man? Or what if there is no tomorrow? We don't know when he's coming. We don't know when Yahawashi is coming, and we don't know when hell's gonna break loose or when the famine of the word, the exact day necessarily, per se, like completely. April 23rd, we have an idea when the YouTube could, or the internet in general, but we don't know for sure. Be prepared, man, ahead of time. Don't push it off. Not tomorrow, you'll do it tomorrow. No, right now you're gonna do it. All right, be prepared. All right. So this is Amos chapter 8 verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, which both of those are coming though, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. Verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it. So they're not going to find it. And I mean, if you do have this truth that said, you got to be hot. It said you can't be lukewarm, or he's going to spew you out of his mouth. He's going to spit you out. And basically, he's not going to know you then. All right, so get this word while it's out there, man. Because that famine of the word's coming, and then, if you don't get this, you're going to regret it. You're going to be like, well, damn, I should have listened to those men on the streets and on YouTube, so on other social media where they've been posting. I should have take heed and applied it. And you're going to be looking for answers, you can't find it. All right, I'm going to get one more. It's Isaiah chapter 24, verse 11. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. What is that wine in this passage? Basically the truth, man. You're going to be crying for answers. Why are these famines happening? Why are these plagues hitting? Why is all hell breaking loose? You're not going to know. You're going to want to know, though. All right? So take heed and apply this. And that goes to the Akayim too, man. Get these videos in. Push the truth and learn every day. Humble yourself. Stay grateful, that you have this truth, and continue to grow in it, man. And really don't just listen and don't just teach. Do both those things, but also make sure to literally apply this truth to your life. Because once the internet's gone, you're not gonna have people to remind you, man. You're gonna have to be on top of it. All right, so you're gonna be pushed out of the bird's nest ultimately, man. You gotta fly on your own. You won't have the internet to socialize and ask questions to Akayim and stuff like that. All right, we don't know where you're gonna end up, man. So keep enduring, keep pushing. Keep watching videos and learning, teaching. Shalom.